Come, little one, settle in, snuggle close. Oma softly reads poetry by the fire. Tonight, we will read more poems with winter as the theme. Some talk about winter itself, and some use winter as an image to apply to other aspects of our lives. Let these words settle gently into your heart as the creak of the rocking chair and the crackle of the fire help you to relax. Just close your eyes, breathe, and listen. Let's begin with A Wintry Sonnet by Christina Rossetti. A robin said, "The spring will never come, and I shall never care to build again." A rosebush said, "These frosts are wearisome, my sap will never stir for sun or rain." The half-moon said, "These nights are fogged and slow, I neither care to wax nor care to wane." The ocean said, "I thirst from long ago, because earth's rivers cannot fill the main." When springtime came, Red Robin built a nest and trilled a lover's song in sheer delight. Gray hoarfrost vanished, and the rose with might clothed her in leaves and buds of crimson core. The dim moon brightened, ocean sunned his crest, dimpled his blue, yet thirsted evermore. This one is by Emily Dickinson. There's a certain slant of light on winter afternoons that oppresses like the weight of cathedral tunes. Heavenly hurt it gives us, we can find no scar, but internal difference where the meanings are. None may teach it anything, 'tis the sealed despair. An imperial affliction sent us of the air. When it comes, the landscape listens, shadows hold their breath. When it goes, 'tis like the distance on the look of death. In the Bleak Midwinter by Christina Rossetti. In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow, in the bleak midwinter long ago. Our God, heaven cannot hold him, nor earth sustain. Heaven and earth shall flee away when he comes to reign. In the bleak midwinter, a stable place sufficed, the Lord God Almighty, Jesus Christ. Enough for him whom cherubim worship night and day, a breast full of milk and a manger full of hay. Enough for him whom angels fall down before, the ox and ass and camel which adore. Angels and archangels may have gathered there, cherubim and seraphim thronged the air, but only his mother in her maiden bliss worshiped the beloved with a kiss. What can I give him, poor as I am? If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. Yet what I can give, what I can, I give him, give my heart. The next three are all by Christina Rossetti. They are not titled. Bread and milk for breakfast, and woolen frocks to wear, and a crumb for robin redbreast on the cold days of the year. There's snow on the fields and cold in the cottage, while I sit in the chimney nook supping hot pottage. My clothes are soft and warm, fold upon fold, but I'm so sorry for the poor out in the cold. I dug and dug amongst the snow and thought the flowers would never grow. I dug and dug amongst the sand, and still no green thing came to hand. Melt, O snow, the warm winds blow to thaw the flowers and melt the snow. But all the winds from every land will rear no blossom from the sand. By Emily Dickinson. The snow that never drifts, the transient, fragrant snow that comes a single time a year, is softly driving now. So thorough in the tree, at night beneath the star, that it was February's foot, experience would swear. Like winter as a face, we stern and former new, repaired of all but loneliness by nature's alibi. Where every storm so spice the value could not be, we buy with contrast. Pain is good, as near as memory. Again, by Emily Dickinson. After great pain, a formal feeling comes. The nerves set ceremonious like tombs. The stiff heart questions, was it he that bore? And yesterday, or centuries before? The feet, mechanical, go round, a wooden way of ground or air or aught, regardless grow, a quartz contentment, like a stone. This is the hour of lead, remembered, if outlived, as freezing persons recollect the snow. First chill, then stupor, then the letting go. Snowflakes by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Out of the bosom of the air, out of the cloud folds of her garment shaken, over the woodlands brown and bare, over the harvest fields forsaken, silent and soft and slow, descends the snow. Even as our cloudy fancies take suddenly shape in some divine expression, even as the troubled heart doth make in the white countenance confession, the troubled sky reveals the grief it feels. This is the poem of the air, slowly in silent syllables recorded. This is the secret of despair, long in its cloudy bosom hoarded, now whispered and revealed to wood and field. Okay. I'm going to read a little bit from a really long poem. And I've already read some of this over in our previous reading for winter. So this is a different part from the poem Snowbound. That is by John G. Whittier. The sun, that brief December day, rose cheerless over hills of gray. In darkly circled, gave at noon a sadder light than waning moon. Slow tracing down the thickening sky, its mute and ominous prophecy, a portent seeming less than threat, it sank from sight before it set. A chill, no coat, however stout, of homespun stuff could quite shut out a hard, dull bitterness of cold that checked, mid-vein, the circling race of lifeblood in the sharpened face. The coming of the snowstorm told. The wind blew east. We heard the roar of ocean on his wintry shore, and felt the strong pulse throbbing there beat with low rhythm our inland air. Meanwhile, we did our nightly chores, brought in the wood from out of doors, littered the stalls, and from the mows raked down the herd's grass for the cows. Heard the horse whinnying for his corn, and sharply clashing horn on horn. Impatient down the stanchion rows, the cattle shake their walnut bows, while peering from his early perch upon the scaffold's pole of birch, the cock his crested helmet bent, and down his querulous challenge sent. Unwarmed by any sunset light, the gray day darkened into night, a night made hoary with the swarm and whirl dance of the blinding storm. A zigzag wavering to and fro crossed and recrossed the winged snow. And ere the early bedtime came, the white drift piled the window frame. And through the glass the clothesline post looked in like tall and sheeted ghosts. So all night long the storm roared on. The morning broke without a sun, in tiny spheral traced with lines of nature's geometric signs. In starry flake and pellicle, all day the hoary meteor fell. And when the second morning shone, we looked upon a world unknown, on nothing we could call our own. Around the glistening wonder bent the blue walls of the firmament. No cloud above, no earth below, a universe of sky and snow. The old familiar sights of ours took marvelous shapes. Strange domes and towers rose up where sty or corn crib stood, or garden wall or belt of wood. A smooth white mound the brush pile showed, a fenceless drift, what once was road. The bridle post an old man sat, with loose flung coat, the well curb had, and high cocked hat, a Chinese roof, and even the long sweep high aloof. In its slant splendor seemed to tell of Pisa's leaning miracle. Now we'll read The Cross of Snow by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. In the long sleepless watches of the night, a gentle face, the face of one long dead, looks at me from the wall where round its head the night lamp casts a halo of pale light. Here in this room she died, and soul more white never through martyrdom of fire was led to its repose, nor can in books be read the legend of a life more benight. There is a mountain in the distant west that, sun-defying in its deep ravines, displays a cross of snow upon its side. Such is the cross I wear upon my breast these 18 years, through all the changing scenes and seasons,